Hey, good morning, everybody. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success. I have a small group with me today. We're going to be trading the open strategy. Please read this disclaimer. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. This is just an entertainment channel showing you some sort of tricks and tips and different ways to trade. So remember to get the criteria for the stock right now. We have the Day Trading Volume 1 book. There's a link to find the best stocks to trade at open. But I'm basically using the strategies I'm going to show you today in just a few minutes. It's about 6 minutes to open. I'm going to be showing you how we set up and how some of the strategies for that new book, the $1 Million Margin Club, is putting out, which is the open, trading the open. I don't really have a title for it yet because it's a couple of months out, but I've been seeing some of the strategies. They've been getting all the different strategies from professional traders, how they trade the open. So I'm going to kind of show you a little bit about that here. It's still in beta testing. So I have a 1-minute chart, the scalper's indicator. I have a 5-minute chart and then another 5-minute chart down here, the level 2, a 15-minute, a 1 hour, a 4 hour, a 5-minute for the SPY, a 5-minute for the QQQ. I've already done my research picking the stock today, AMD, and then this is the active trader up here. We'll all be trading 1,000 shares on market so that we're always picked up, particularly important on the open. The scalper's indicator is the great tool that we have to use for the open strategy, although as you know, with Thinkorswim, right at the open, same with Schwab, when they used to use Street Smart Edge, you have a problem with it reconciling correctly, so we have to keep that in mind. I usually like to wait a minute or two, but the basic strategy is you're waiting for it to break the pre-market high or the pre-market low before you go in. Those are sort of like the main rules. We do have the volume profile put here, which is set for intraday, so that's going to give us some help. And the other ways we have help here is I'll just show you briefly. I've got a couple of minutes left. So we're going to set our Fibonacci's for a 2-day 5-minute, right? So that's left to right, in this case, low to high. And that gets us some support and resistances besides just the pre-market high and low. We're also going to do it on a 10-day. So get this. So you can see from as far back as we could get a low or a high left to right. We've got us some. So we also have the average true range marked, the mean center of that, by taking the close of yesterday and then dividing the ATR in half, and then you add half to the close to get the ATR high, and you subtract half from the close to get the ATR low, which is way down here. And then the other things we do, with just a few minutes we have left, I'm racing through this, is we put out, now this is based on the newest strategies. You're going to go ahead and mark highs and lows from different days, open session low. I believe that the open session high is hidden right in here from the previous day. And then strong pivots, they'll be marked whether they're open session and pre-market pivots or just open session pivots, or they might not be picked up if the fib picks them up. I did the fibs first and then came back and did this, tried to get the mean average. Now this is a little subjective because you're trying to get ones that would be in play today, right? But you would go across with your lines and try to your support and resistance and try to touch as many as you can. Like that's a real strong one there. And this one's pretty strong here too. So I basically found what I thought were the mean center or strongest ones, as long as I was getting the highs and lows of the moves as well. And then the pre-market high and low are really the most important part of this entire strategy, because that you wait it out until you get in. Now, once you get in, if you decide to get in, because usually I like to see a retest before I decide to get in, then you're back to almost trading the RV strategy, which is day trading volume 1, where you're putting in those scalping rules. But it's a little different in the open because of the wild swings. So you've got to be a little careful, because the RV strategy is designed for a moving sideways stock. So none of the open stocks really move sideways. I'm sure you know they kind of do wild swings until they calm down around a half hour after market opens, which is when you're supposed to start trading the RV strategy. But the RV strategy teaches a lot of just scalping techniques. So scalping techniques is what I'll be looking to use right after I make my move. Now, level 2 comes into a little bit of play, but I am doing the open with a large cap. So remember, these are multiplied by 100. Many of them are hidden. It's no problem getting 1,000 shares filled. We're only doing markets, so we always are picked up, and we have no partials. So that's kind of the whole run of everything. I wanted to get that out pretty quick so we could start. So now, and I don't know how long I'm going to trade today. I do plan to come back and trade the RV strategy after this. So, everybody's up here. So in case it's not reconciling, we are looking for the pre-market low is around 211.89. 211.89 is where we want to see up here in case these aren't reconciling for us. You can see right now they're not even, that spread probably isn't actually real. So Thinkorswim does have a little bit of a problem here, but this number will be correct for sure all the time. So we're looking for that. This is a 15-minute chart here, 5-minute, 5-minute. I think I went over the rest with you guys. So we have about 30 seconds to open, and you're going to see everything go wild. So scalpers indicator is going to be pretty important today, but not in the first 3 minutes. Pretty much nothing, 2-3 minutes, nothing's too important until you see it break one of these lines. And then if it breaks it in the first minute, I like to see a retest before I go in. So I don't know, short or long, I have no clue which is going to be broken here. Is it the market is kind of looking like it might go short today overall when we did that test. Wow, is I really going to end up buying it? Nope, there it goes the other way. So, okay. So it's right there at the bottom of the volume profile and the pre-market low. So I'm looking at maybe short now. It tapped it and came back up. So let's see if it keeps doing that or if it's going to go all the way back up. So this is sort of the worst case basis right now as far as trading the open, because you like to see it break one of these levels pretty early and then look for a retest of it to really decide to go in. Now it does seem like it's trying to bang down short. I don't know where the little balls are on this thing. This is the new $1 Million Margin Club one, and I don't see the little round balls that I like to watch on this scalpers indicator. Oops, not sell the ask. So, yeah, so we're past a minute. Is that breaking it? It looks like it. Oh, wow, it broke it. It broke it fast. All right, so 211.77, I have that on. So it's kind of respecting this pivot in the bottom of the volume profile. So let's see what happens here. Not a bad trade to start with. Just way too low for my taste, really. With 1,000 shares, we're looking for a bigger move. So you're going to see me hold this for until I think for sure it's going the other way, which could happen. So it broke it and then came back. I didn't get the best entry here. I wanted to get closer to the pre-market low, but whatever. Everybody's still short. That was tempting to turn around there, but I'm holding it short here. So my goal today is $5,000. I'm not sure this is going to have that kind of action. It seems to be grinding. It's kind of hard with AMD to make 5,000 just generally with a half hour of trading, which is be the most I do. Usually on the open, I'm only 15 to 20 minutes at the most because then I'm gearing up for the actual RV strategy, which have been far more successful in than the open strategy. But sometimes I like to start with this as a cushion. It looks like maybe the market's going to go down today. I'm not sure. So sometimes I like to get a little cushion. Okay. Is this going to keep going down here? So this fib is what I'm looking for a potential turnaround on that fib, which is right around 211. That would be one that I would try because that's such a highly respected level. Wow. That could have been the whole move, and that was it, because it kind of got close to it and then stopped. So we're expecting big swings. So this is kind of the danger if it doesn't pick up a trend. I don't like seeing this come in. This is kind of pulling it up. So it could be that I need to start going the other way here. Or if it just grinds in here, I won't have any chance really to carve out some money here. Wow, there it goes back down. I'm going to take that. What did I get that at? So I got to bank something, 211.27. So I'm way higher than I wanted to be. I saw it hit 08 for a second, and I thought it was going to slam down to this. So I was hoping it would be at that. So now I've got a problem if it keeps going down. So everybody went with me. We're all in the same boat. So there we go. There we go, huh? Okay, let's see. So it's come back up to pre-market low, which often it will turn around right there. Oh, it went right through it. Went right through it, guys. It's up past the point of control and climbing. So start looking for even dollars. Even dollars. So we passed 212. 212.50 is right there roughly. And it went by there with a vengeance. So now it's up at the top of the volume profile. Let's see. Then we've got 213. Wow. Go reverse on that. I'm going to reverse on that. So I reversed on the pre-market high. Let's see if that stops it. Nope. Wow. Now some people would say that's counterintuitive, but I'm always trying to catch these. So that's a pretty strong resistance, the pre-market high. So people are afraid to go past that level. So you could see it more clearly on the 5-minute. Like most of the action was below this. So you kind of want to see about going below that. And look, you know, we have a possibility here. That's not a bad day. Not a fan of this kind of action, and I'm not a fan that this thing didn't transfer over correctly that I just got from the $1 Million Margin Club. It's a different version, but I'll fix that. So most of these custom scripts you can get for free on episode 83 I put in. So Day Trading for Success owns them right now. The $1 Million Margin Club has its own version of the scalpers indicator. So that's kind of cool. So I'm sure they'll be offering that over on their channel soon too. And I'm okay with that. Now, if this keeps retesting this, it's going to blow through it is what's going to happen. So we need to be not in a short position when that happens or get ready to reverse. Because it does seem like it wants to completely turn around and go high, go long now. So I'm still, or I'd like to see it retrace really, but I don't know if it will. Go back to where it was. Okay, so it's hitting right against, see how it's respecting the pre-market high? Oh, until right then. Now it went through. So now I've got this pivot to decide to turn around. So that's going to be where I'll turn around if it breaks that open session pivot up there. So I'm looking at that. And then we'll just start writing it long, and maybe we can catch the escalator strategy up here where it retests and keeps going. Got another fib up there, and then there's the ATR high. So we have some real levels to help us decide right here that are respected levels. So, and as we get closer to a half hour after market open, a lot of different type of traders come in that move this around. Institutional traders. I mean, the big guys avoid the open for the most part. The scalpers, retail traders are wicked into open trading, and I used to do it like pretty much exclusively, except long-term trading on Lightspeed. I would just trade the open, and I might stay with it for an hour just because I was in the move, But then there's also the chasing the news. You're chasing anything that has a catalyst, anything that has news, and then it hits the scanners, and then you do that type of trading that the open strategies offer. It's a similar type of trading. So what the $1 Million Margin Club is working on their books is combining those retail scalpers ideas along with some of the really heavy hitters that trade the open and try to sway the direction of the stock, which can be done if you have enough shares. So if you know how they think and set up those, do some technical analysis on how they set up their support and resistance, levels, which is never consistent, because if you're in with the big heavy hitters, then you're looking into the fundamental, value of the stock with the VWAP and everything else, like how do they see the future and how do they, when they drop big shares. So it's kind of combining a whole nother style of trading, right? Look at this, a very interesting pattern here. So that was definitely a bull tweezer that went straight up beyond its move. I don't hold a lot of weight in open strategy patterns, but this right here is now a bear tweezer, meaning it might go down that length all the way down to like here, 212-ish. So I'm just going to ride this down, guys. I'm trying to get 5K as quick as I possibly can, and I'd like to see a seesaw here thing, because then I'd get it. I could get it that way. So each one of these levels scares me to turn around or get out to cover. Now we're resting on the VWAP. We just passed the 9 moving average, the 20 moving average, the magnet, other pivot points that, this one certainly seems like it was respected, but it just blew right through it now. Oh, did you see that go up? That's going to pull the point of control down. Now remember, I say it like it's a living, this is price action that's already happened, but that's all people have to see. So they'll base their decisions on what has already happened a split second ago. The only thing that hasn't already happened is when they buy and sell right here. And it happens so fast that it's really hard. So what you're usually doing when you look at level 2 is you're looking at what's about to happen to see if it's bunching up, and might affect the direction of the stock, like it has to get by a large number here. And then you'll see that if it's a big number, you might see that number like, winding like really tight. If it's the volume goes up and the price action isn't moving because it's counting down like 10,000 shares, 8,000, 7,000, 6,000, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, the stock pops. So that's why you watch level 2 for momentum. Now, this is a large cap, so you're not going to get 20,000, 30,000 shares dropping in here. You might get 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, but I should have grabbed that. This could be the end of this. Now, this is telling you, as you see the volume profile set for intraday, there's a video about that. There's also, wow, it popped it up, not down. Look at that. Yet it's still going down. I'd really like to see us get to 5 here. Okay, so it just broke the pre-market low. Wow, that's interesting, huh? I'm looking to cover, guys, and get completely out of the trade. So we're into the open now, 11 minutes, which is kind of the sweet spot's 15 minutes, that you're kind of passing open strategies at that point. People look at trading the open at different times. Some don't even go in till 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Some 15 minutes, but less of them. And I'm not sure I would call that the open strategy anymore at that point. But, whatever. It's just a name. People can call it whatever they want. Just how many of us lemmings are zooming in on the same thing, right? How many of us lemmings are watching the same patterns develop? Because that's all we got, right? How many are going to react to fulfill the pattern, like a self-fulfilling by us saying like, hey, there's enough here saying it's going to go down. Let's make it go down, So otherwise you got nothing, right? That's what patterns are. So so then how far back do you go to get your data? And that's kind of what they're working on now. Wow, look at that. So this is going to pull it down. It's going to pull this down in any second, I think. So let's see. Wow, it seemed like I should be over 5, but it's not. I don't think there's bad slippage here. This is a great trade, almost a 2K trade. Yeah, just a red 15-minute. Didn't even capture any of that green. It's just red, and people who trade that are just thinking short. People who trade 5 minutes are just thinking short. They're not thinking that there's anything long going on right here. Now, this is a spot where it would turn around. I actually missed talking about that. I should have mentioned that, and I should have been looking at it myself, because this could be the end. This is the bottom of the volume profile. So this is telling you that there's, I mean, enough, like again, enough people see, whoa, it sprang down. Did you see it? So the point of control is pulling it down. So, or the price action is moving this because this is previous priced action that has already just happened very, very recently within a split second. And it's trying to keep up with it with its histogram and the different way that it calls out the patterns. There's a rickshaw man right there. You know, I'm starting to get into looking at the patterns this deep into it. That's a reversal pattern at a reversal spot. So that's definitely like I don't need to get to 5K. I mean, I need to get a good trade here. So, wow, really? So I blew it. Did I lose it? It definitely turned around there. I would say I'll get out up here. I missed it once. That's so 212. 212 means it's done. $212 means this move is over. So I might not make the 5 on this, but I have more trading to go today. So, but I don't think I'll keep trading either way, guys. Just so you know, they already kind of know that. So it's still hovering around 211.50. This is what the market maker gives me. It's trying again to break through here. There's a fib down here, so look at the bigger picture and see what we've got. This would be a pretty low move. Oh, wow, it already got there. I wasn't even looking. I broke 5. Wow. Look at that. I'm going to take that, guys. I don't know. It's probably going to keep going. I mean, it looks like it if you're staying in position. Did it break 210? Wow. I was tempted to go back in it. Now look at the strength of that. Look at that on the scalpers indicator. It's just all selling right now. I was focused on just getting the money. Yeah, I think I'll just play it safe, and I've made the money now for this. But basically, that's how you can trade the open, how you can mark it out. And then you just go into scalping. So let's talk about what happened here. So it came down right. This is where the pre-market low was. So it went up, scared us because the pre-market high, it looked like it was going to hit that or scared us, whatever. That's the way it's going to go. And then it dropped, bounced off of that for a while. That's the first minute. Then the second minute, it stayed down here, not up here. So it's kind of telling you, hey, it's looking to break it, not go back the other way. And then it broke it. I believe that's when I entered the first time, when it broke that. And then it played games for a while until it got down to a fairly decent profit, breaking that support, which I'm sure I was worried about at the time. It broke that support and was down again where it stopped, like 3 times in a row. So I think somewhere around, I think actually when it hit the fib is when I said, this is the support. So I turned around right in this area, and then I just basically rode it, I'm pretty sure, because I had a nice cushion, rode it around. This one here could have possibly shaken me out, because if you read the Day Trading Volume 1, you know that if it breaks through a support, a resistance ceiling, and then breaks back through the floor again, that's a strong sign that it's going to go the other way. Well, it did. It went all the way back down here where it closed. You could have actually turned around again as it went back up. I ended up just holding it, and I think I held it all the way down here. I don't think I did a separate trade. So this was a little risky, and then probably I was thinking I got to get out right here if it keeps going, and this would have been my move up to here, because had I reversed, I would have had to reverse again and go long, like when I realized, oops, should have waited a hair longer. But I'm pretty sure I just waited it out because I had a nice cushion. I can't remember exactly. Broke through here, faded, closed up here, and then opened here and started to go down. So somewhere, probably at the pre-market high, when it broke back down and it made essentially a bear tweezer move, I saw what was happening in this area, probably with the volume too, and the sellers down here, because if you look at this candle, the volume was way up with sellers. So this was probably way up there. I see that kept going all the way down here. Wow, 209. So this is an upward move, guys, if you're still in. This is now a bull tweezer telling you that it's going to go up. Unless then you have to look at these support and resistance lines to see, because this is also an open session high from a previous day. So this is a strong support. Should be anyway, but maybe not. You know, and everything's just respect it till you don't. If it doesn't hold for you, it definitely tapped there and went back up. So if it doesn't hold for you, then don't respect it anymore. If it does, then it's like, hey, this is telling me to go long right here. You know, that's what it looks like to me right now, but we'll see in a minute. But anyway, then I just rode this down, right? And now this is a spinning top. So if this spinning top was on an upward trend, guys, this would say another sign of a reversal going down. So if it bangs through that again, I would switch my position to short now. So this move didn't complete. Instead, it said, nope, this spinning top indecisive candle is saying, let's go back down. I believe we're deep enough into the move where you can start to trust the patterns. But again, this is holding a lot of sway over that movement right there, right? Pretty strong here, but you just got to be careful with this scalp. Now, I look for this for support, hit it once, came back, well, right away, actually, and couldn't make it on the next candle. And then, you know, use this open session high here. So interesting to see if this stops at dead. So it's kind of starting to churn now, and the volume's not as high. Although actually that was higher than the last candle. It was 159. This last one was 215. Yeah, that was 159. This is 215. So that's higher. Yeah, you can see from the volume levels here. That was higher volume. Sellers weren't at the top. I don't know what I'm explaining to you guys, but so then as I'm writing it down, these indecisions, the rickshaw, two of them, or you might want to call them bull dojis, meaning this is enough to call it a trend anyway, and it's showing you a sign of reversal where I guess it did reverse all the way up here, but then not for more than, you know, a few seconds, and then it came back down. So this didn't play out to be to go way up here as it closed. Instead, it kept going down. I'm pretty sure I held through this down to this, broke through. I know I might have got out right there. I know I was getting scared at this open session, but somewhere, definitely when it pivoted back up. Oh, I wasn't trading here. That's why. Yeah, I got out here. Actually. I was going to say, like, this is how I would have traded. But yeah, I got out as it was coming down to this fib, and I just took my money as it broke this, and I'm like, somewhere in here, I think I got out. If you guys probably saw it. And I was still just reading these thinking, hey, when it hits the fib, you had these, it's going to reverse. And it didn't. I think I did say I think it's going to keep going down after I got out because I saw this, but I didn't know it was going to go down like that. I mean, of course, we don't know anything. I don't know really what that looked like at that moment I was talking to you guys about over here. But anyway, so guys, if you like what you see, remember to give us a thumbs up and to subscribe. Now, there is a playlist that has a bunch of open strategy videos in the archive if you want to see those. I know they're kind of revamping the channel and taking away a lot of videos and making room and reorganizing so it's easier for people to find stuff, changing the thumbnails. It's going to be a process for a few weeks, I think. So things will look a little different, but they should be the same videos you're trying to find, how you can tell which way the stocks are going to go at the open, how you can set up your scanner so you don't have to pay for a service, you know, and then all the great books, the 5 great books have links, you know, Trading in the Zone, Best Loser Wins, Day Trading Volume 1, 2, and 3, the series. Those 5 books, the Trading Journal Logbook, and then a bunch of other stuff. But you know, just stuff to get you going, kind of must-have things to be a trader. If you're just starting, you know, look for that stuff. Okay, guys, well, thanks for watching. Stay green out there. Be careful.